I think I remember what it says. Anyway, if you're looking at the North Pole in the Northern Hemisphere, the stars rotate counterclockwise. Go to the next one. If you were in the Southern Hemisphere looking at the South Pole, the stars rotate clockwise. Next one.
This is from an epic debate between Professor Dave Explains and David Wise. I hope you all seen it. And today we're gonna look at the short part of it and what's happened afterwards. First of all, I want to thank all my patrons, members, donors and subscribers. All of you are important for me. Thank you very much.
How does this make sense on a flat Earth? Sorry, this is a screenshot from one of my videos. So in the video, they're rotating in different directions. Why would two people on a flat pizza land look at the sky and see a sky that is rotating in different ways? Next one. And furthermore, why can't we all see the same stars? There are stars that you can only see in the northern towards the northern hemisphere, and stars you can only see in the southern hemisphere. Next one. On a globe, this makes perfect sense. If you're in the northern hemisphere looking at the North Pole, east is to your right. If you are in the southern hemisphere looking at the South Pole, east is to your left. Next one. And the reason we can't see certain stars is because you can't see through the Earth. Next one. That's why in the Northern Hemisphere we can't see the Southern Cross. That's why in the Southern Hemisphere we can't see Polaris. Next one. Almost done. Quick one here. So it actually gets a lot worse than that in the Southern Hemisphere because you've taken a globe and you've unwrapped it. The Southern Hemisphere makes absolutely no sense. People in the Southern Hemisphere who are all looking at the Southern Cross are somehow supposed to be, we're believing that they're all looking in completely different directions and seeing the same object often at the same time. Next one. Go to the next slide.
It might be that because Ash is doing this. Oh, has he done it? Is it worse?
Yeah, that's it. I think this is the last one. So again, on a globe, south actually means something. People who are looking south are all looking at the South Pole. They're all looking in the same direction, so that's why they all see the same thing, such as an object like the Southern Cross.
A great presentation from Professor Dave. And let's listen to David Wise reply.
Yeah, what?
It was that in the northern hemisphere, the celestial sphere rotates counterclockwise. In the southern hemisphere, it rotates clockwise, and we can't see certain stars.
You don't have to do the whole presentation. You could just remind me.
That was it. Go ahead.
So, no matter where you are in the world, all of the stars, all the lights in the sky, from things that we call planets, wandering stars, sun and moon, they all rise in the east, set in the west. Mm-hmm. If I'm standing on a flat Earth looking out to the south, the stars are coming from my left. If I'm standing in the north, looking at the north, the stars are coming from my right. That explains the opposite direction.
No, you just explained the globe model. You didn't explain anything.
You don't understand.
On the flat Earth, how do people see the sky rotating in different directions?
Because
explain
you're
that.
Facing in different directions, David.
What do you mean facing in different directions?
I will explain. If I'm
wait, hang on. Speaking of facing in different directions, Flat Earth Dave, because we've changed the angles a bit, you're a bit off the screen. There, that's it.
I got it. It would be better if you can make me widescreen so I can show what I'm showing. But
okay, well there you go. And I'll just say, yeah, Shaun's just saying that his thing is freezing, so I guess he'll be back when he can. But for now, you keep going.
So on a flat Earth, if we have a flat Earth, north is to the center, south is every direction away from the center. So if the stars are going this way from my right shoulder to left shoulder, I'm looking at the North Star, they're going one way. When I turn around and I look at the south away from the center, they're coming from my left shoulder to my right shoulder. They just changed directions. Okay, there's no argument there. There's nothing to argue.
Okay, now do clockwise and counterclockwise, because that's really what we're talking about. What do you mean it doesn't matter?
Again,
you're talking about a direction. I'm talking about clockwise versus counterclockwise when you're looking at the poles.
Dave, the optics of the sky. Yeah.
Huh?
Well, you say the poles. So getting back to your point where you have somebody in Santiago, somebody in Johannesburg, and somebody in Australia, when they see the Southern Cross, well, they don't see it at the same time. They see it 12 hours apart from Santiago.
They don't see it at the same time, so people looking south can't see the night sky at the same time?
David, if you understand what the flat Earth model is, if somebody's in Santiago...
You don't have a model.
Listen.
Yeah.
Stop being a dick. Okay?
You stop being a dick. Your entire existence is being a dick to all of science. So stop telling me to stop being a dick.
Keep going. So somebody's in Santiago and it's midnight. They're looking at the Southern Cross. Well, somebody in Australia that's looking south, they're looking at the noon sun. You tell me how they
noon
can see
sun?
The
how many time zones apart are they? Are they 12 time zones apart?
Well, at noon, close to noon, right?
Okay, no, first of all, not close to noon, but it doesn't matter. How about you go 4 hours apart? Why don't you go 4 time zones apart? They should still be looking in completely different directions. 12 midnight, 4 a.m., night sky, both looking south, both can see the Southern Cross. On your pizza world should be looking in completely different directions. Explain that.
Dave, when the only time that can happen is in Johannesburg and Santiago, and if you add magnetic declination in there, they're both looking in the same direction.
Magnetic declination?
Yeah.
So you think just saying the word magnet is going to be an argument here that's going to work for you?
Look up the magnetic declinations of those areas. You don't know what direction you're facing, right? There's certain areas of Antarctica that the magnetic declination is 170 degrees. So when your compass says north is that way, it's 170 degrees the other way, according to, NOAA or whoever's in charge of that, right? Look,
you can dress it up however you want. We're talking about looking this way and looking that way, and they see the same thing.
And it goes on this way. David Wise can't explain anything about the flat Earth model, and he have no sensible explanation about the stars in the northern and the southern hemisphere. Oh dear. And he tries to talk about the magnetic field instead. This whole debate was a slam dunk for Professor Dave, and if David Wise would be a sensible man, he would crawl under a stone and hide himself, because this whole debate was embarrassing for him. But do you think he did that? Of course not. David Wise have been on different live streams and thinks he's won this debate. And some days ago I did see he have published a video where he replied on this part on the debate about the stars and the skies. And he have used parts of a video from the confused YouTuber who calls himself Flat Earth Philosophy. I will play the 2 minutes of his video that David Wise used to prove that Professor Dave was wrong. Let's see this rubbish.
Flat Earth model. Exactly what I've been doing, showing people over 2 years. And they're trying to tell you, oh, we've known for 2,000 years, it's a spinning ball. No, it's not a spinning ball.
Go put my slide that shows this. Okay, here we go. Observation of the stars. Next one. You're controlling it, right? Do I just tell you when to go? Okay, so if you're in the northern hemisphere looking at the North Pole, then hang on, all this stuff is covering.
You're looking at Polaris, dead center.
Anyway, if you're looking at the North Pole in the northern hemisphere, the stars rotate counterclockwise. Go to the next one. If you were in the southern hemisphere looking at the South Pole, the stars rotate clockwise. Next one. How does this make sense on a flat Earth? Sorry, this is a screenshot from one of my videos. So in the video, they're rotating in different directions.
By having a mirror image.
2 people on a flat pizza land look at the sky and see a sky that is rotating in different ways. Next one. And further.
Anybody can go outside, look at the celestial equator, there's this little tropical gap and see 2 rotations. If you use your camera, star trails, you'll see the gap. You'll see the gap. Like this, aim dead north and south. Watch this gap. Best time to do it is follow Orion's belt. That's right centre, flowing through.
It's obvious that David Wise thinks that Lindsay's video proves that Professor Dave is a clown. And by publishing this video, David Wise have proven who is the clown, and it's not Professor Dave. And it's very obvious. If you look at the debate, David Wise have the magnetic declination and other rubbish as the reason why we don't see the same stars in the northern hemisphere as in the southern. But in Lindsay's video, it's some kind of weird mirroring effect. So with this video, David Wise proved that he's desperate. He don't know how it works. He can't explain his silly flat Earth model. David Wise knows that he lost the debate and he's desperate to find any way to get Professor Dave look like a fool. And did he succeed? Of course not. Oh dear, what a stupid flat earther he is. David Wise don't know anything about anything. He's only in it for the money, selling his foolish flat earth sun and moon clock app. Let's leave those fools for now. It's almost 100 days since Russia invaded Ukraine, and you and me together have so far raised 3,300 euros that are sent to Ukraine. I'm so happy, I'm so proud. Thank you very much. And if you want to help, if you look at my videos, the ad revenues goes to Ukraine. Memberships, super chats, super thanks. And if you want to help, the best way is using PayPal, links in the description, because then it's no fees. And at the moment, if you pay 10 euros, I add 20 and send 30 euros to Ukraine. The limit is 1,000 euros sent by me. After that, I will go back to 10 euros from you and 10 euros from me. Once again, a big thanks. I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit like, subscribe, or come back next time I'm showing a video. My next video will be one about filmmaking and a little more about using sliders.